Welcome to the Basic UAV Operations course from National Drone School. In this video course, we'll teach you the basics you need to pilot your drone, introduce you to the different drone models, tell you about the equipment you'll need, and much more useful information, such as flying safety rules and FAA regulations. To kick things off though, let's get right into some beginner flight instruction. Here's your instructor, drone expert, Trey Player.
So here we are with the DJI Phantom, one of the most popular beginner quads out on the market. This quad can be picked up from anywhere between $800 and $2,500 depending on the options that you get with it. What we're going to do is we're going to go over all the flight functions and all the controls. How to operate the drone, on how to take it off from a liftoff back to a landing. We're going to go over the yaw settings, how to make it turn left and right. We're going to go over the pan settings, how to make the quadcopter pan to the right, how to make it pan to the left. We're also going to go over the pitch settings and how to gain and decrease altitude safely. So without further ado, here we go. You take your two sticks and you put them into the center. This starts the blades. Once you have your blades started, you want to make sure that you've got plenty of room to take off in a safe area. Throttle up. So here you want to bring it up to about 3 to 5 feet. Anything lower than that, you're going to be dealing with what's called rotor wash. What rotor wash is going to do, rotor wash is going to provide dirty air so that your quadcopter can't fly properly. So you're going to increase on your throttle, and that'll give you a little bit of altitude. You pull down on your throttle, which decreases your altitude. Then you're going to yaw to the left. That turns the nose of the copter to the left. You yaw to the right. That turns the nose of the copter to the right. If you push forward on the stick, the copter will go forward. If you pull backwards on the stick, the copter will come backwards. Same thing on the left and the right. If you go left on the stick, the copter will go left. If you go right on the stick, the copter will go right. So now what we're going to do is a little basic move called circling. You're going to pull to the right or to the left on your right stick, pulling the opposite direction on the opposite stick. And what that should do is create a large circle path for you to fly around to learn to maintain proper control of your quadcopter. Now, why don't we take a look at how it's done on the actual control surfaces. Alright, so now that we've gone through that, let's see how it looks on the actual flight controller. So what we're going to do to start the quadcopter up is we're going to take the two sticks, the left and the right, and we're going to put them into the center. That's going to initiate the copter and get the blade started. Then we do slight throttle increase. Now notice, I didn't go all the way up, because what happens then is it's too much control and the quadcopter wants to shoot up or fall straight down, which is not what we want to do. You want to give it a little bit of control, ease of access, just kind of feather it. So let's go through the controls again. We're going to yaw to the left, which is going to turn the nose of the copter to the left. Now we yaw back to the right, which is going to turn the nose of the copter back to the right. Now let's go to the left. That will pan the copter over to the left. And then we're going to pan back to the right. That's going to cause the quadcopter to pan back to the right. Now we're going to go forward. Notice that my controls are only ever so touchy. I don't ever go all the way forward or ever go all the way back. You do something like that and you're asking for trouble. You always want to just feather your controls. So now, let's try the circle motion as I explained. You're going to want to go left stick to the left, right stick to the right. And if you figure out just the right amount, you can create a nice circle movement there. Find your happy spot and just go with it. So now that we've figured out some of the basic controls, why don't we bring it back in and I can show you how to land properly. Now, just like taking off and moving all around in all of the directions in which I showed you, you're going to want to feather your landing, bring it in nice and slow, decrease in your throttle, and as you decrease, your copter will decrease as well. Now once you get it down to the ground, ease up on your throttle a little bit and make sure that when you land nice and soft. Simple as that. So here we are with Sean. What we're going to do today is we're going to teach Sean how to fly and show you how easy it is to get a quadcopter right out of the box, power it up, and get in the sky flying. So Sean, what we're going to do is the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to power up our transmitter. Now that we've established that the transmitter is powered up by the red light indicator, we can go ahead and set that down. So here's your battery. You're going to plug your battery in. It only goes in one way, and that's not the way. There you go. Okay, so you hit the power light. You press the power light one time, and it's going to give you an indication of how many bars of power it is. So press it one time, now press it again, and hold. Boom, she's powered up. Now let's set her down. Okay, now the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to watch the lights on it. We're going to wait for it to have a full green indication of LEDs. Once we have a full indication of green LEDs, that means that we've got a full GPS lock on that quadcopter. Once that's been established, we know that if we get into trouble, we can use the return to home feature. If we did not wait until we had a full green LED indication, we cannot use that return to home feature. If we do, return to home may not work and it may fly off in the opposite direction and we'll never see our quadcopter again. So go ahead and pick up your remote. We've got one more green light to go. All right, we're full green, no reds. See the fast green blinking? That means that we're 100% good to go. Okay, so to start it off, you're gonna take both your left and your right and pull them down and to the inside. There you go, let go. Okay, so now we're powered up. Now you're gonna wanna step back a little bit to give yourself a safety area. Okay, now what I want you to do is just give it only throttle, no control. We're gonna bring it up to about 5 to 6 feet up in the air. Don't be scared, throttle it up. Okay, move it away from yourself a little bit. Push it forward. There you go. Okay, so now what I want you to do is to go through the basic control functions. On your left hand, roll left and right. There you go. Okay, now go back to the left. Stop. Okay, now the nose is facing away from us. This is a giant problem with quadcopters, is losing your orientation. The lights facing towards us indicate the rear of the quadcopter, meaning that the front is away from us. So it's the same way that our quadcopter, that we're facing. So if we're facing forward and you push left on the stick, you're gonna lean left. If you push right, you're gonna lean to the right. If you were turned around, your control functions would be completely the opposite. So go ahead and fly around, get yourself used to the quadcopter, try to remain in your orientation. There you go, nice little circle there. There you go. Let off everything. Remember, if you let off everything, it stops exactly where it's at. Don't ever be scared to let go, because when you let go, it makes the quadcopter stop, position, and altitude hold. Okay, now raise yourself up a little bit in the air. Okay, now look at the back of your remote. Okay, this is your gimbal switch. That switches the gimbal and the camera tilt from left and right. So you see the camera moving right now? It's as simple as that, and that's how you control your gimbal. That's looking forward, that's looking down. So if you were to have a live first-person view feed right now, you would be seeing exactly what that camera is seeing. Okay, let's bring it in nice and slow, close to us. We're gonna try and land. Remember that when you mess with the sticks, you want to go nice and easy. You don't want to go all the way to the left or all the way to the right. The movements are too jerky. We want to keep our movements nice and smooth, nice and slow. There you go. Let her come on down. Throttle down. And the same way that you started is the way that you stop. Sticks down and end, just like that. And that's how you fly a quadcopter. Congratulations, my friend. First time flying. Awesome.